You ever heard of like the stages of grief where like you're in denial of something and then you just kind of come to accept it? I've come to the acceptance point with the NES and SNES online games for the Nintendo Switch that they just don't care. They just don't care about this service. They don't care about these games. You know, if you're done playing pinball for the NES, now there's new NES and SNES games that came out last night. We're going to take a look at them, see if they're any good. I mean, at least we had that good Sega Genesis update recently. This is the NES side of things. This is Diva 6. I don't know about the other Diva games. It's an active simulation war. I've never played this game before. I don't think this game ever came stateside before either. So I guess that's kind of cool. All right, kanji letters. That makes me feel right at home. What is that? Oh, Jesus Lord. All right, so this is a video game. As you can see, there are sprites on the screen. I guess maybe I'm trying to fly to the stuff on the map here. Those little brown squares. The music is very abstract. What is going on here? Okay, wait a second here. Davi 6, baby. Davi 6. This is kind of cool. I don't like how up is jump and the controls are very slippery as far as your movement is concerned. Go away. Yes, I know how to play this. But I still don't know what the hell is going on because they didn't really tell me. And what happened in the previous Davi games? Davi 1 through 5. What's the story here? Who am I as a character? Who am I? Why am I in outer space? What happened to the world? Obviously, it's a very, sort of primitive NES game, like graphically speaking. It's not the worst per se, but it definitely looks like an earlier NES title, or I guess Famicom title is what I should call it. Some of these textures look half-assed too, like the colors that they use. That's kind of like, okay, that doesn't really look like anything. My shield is quickly depleting, which means that we're going to be in the stages of denial because death is quickly approaching. Now there's water on the level. Was that grass hurting me? Like, the jumping in this game is atrocious. It is absolutely atrocious because you're hitting up and you just fly with... who is picking these games? This is the game you pick for the NES. Over 700 games on the North American Library. We picked Davi 6. Let's check out the SNES side of things. And over on the SNES side of things, we got some bangers. Some bangers. What did I say in one of my previous videos? I wanted a game, like a 2D fighting game. There's so many awesome 2D fighting games on the Super Nintendo, on the Sega Genesis, and we could play these games online. So that would be really cool to have some fighting games, and they gave us the classic Fighters History. The game that was so good. How many kids on your block were hyped about Fighters History? None, because nobody bought this game. Like, it's not a bad game or anything like that, but they got sued by Capcom for being too similar to Street Fighter 2. And alongside of that, we have another Kirby game with Kirby's Avalanche, because we need more puzzle games on here. It's not like they just added in a Pokemon puzzle game to the N64 side of things. It's not like we have other Puyo Puyo games on here. Games like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. No. That's completely, irrelevant to this. And yes, I understand. They dressed it up with Kirby. Everyone loves Kirby. He's a cool little guy. Look, we got a nice little, hey, Kirby, you want a sandwich? Yeah. Oh, we're beefing. We're, streets is wild out here. But it's literally Puyo Puyo. It's literally Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It is a match-style puzzle game. You match some different colors, and, like, that's it. That's it. That's what you do. It's literally Puyo Puyo. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, I like match puzzle games. I think they can be fun. But the problem is there's already many games that exist in this genre on the system. And, this should be about, like, variety. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. This should be about variety and stuff. And the variety is definitely very lacking right now on these, and like Kirby's Avalanche, it's not a bad game, but I don't think like a lot of people are like, oh wow, we really need another friggin' puzzle game. I don't know, it's fun. I probably won't play a whole thing because puzzle games take a while, especially in this. But I mean, this is it. This is the game. You have gotten the entire gist of the game in just a few minutes. If you like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, then you'll like this game, but you've probably already played it. Oh, Kirby. What have they done to you? They're milking you, Kirby. Kirby Fire Emblem Xenoblade. That's all you need anymore. All right, let's check out the final game on this list. Fighter's History. Now, I've played this game before. Like, the character screen looks very similar to another game. Zangief, I see you, buddy. But yeah, it's a 2D fighting game. We got Ray here. It's not a bad game. It's definitely not a bad game. The sprites themselves look pretty decent, especially for an SNES game. And it honestly plays a lot like Street Fighter. Like, I understand, I haven't played this game in forever, yet I understand what my button inputs are. I understand what I need to do. This is Zangief through and through here. It's not a bad game. It can be a game that you have some fun playing with your friends. This probably, I'll go out on a limb and say it, this might be the best game available in this month. And I don't think a lot of people are really like, oh, I'm going to play that Fighter's History. Like, I don't know, man. It just, to me, I don't think Nintendo really cares about their stuff, when it comes to their online stuff, because somebody working at the company just has to be like, hey, you know what? Probably not the best idea to release these games together. If this was if Fighter's History was the complimentary game, and like you had like a really good Super Nintendo JRPG or something, that would be awesome. Like that is the kind of stuff that people want. That's the kind of stuff that people want to see. They don't want to see Kirby's Avalanche, and there's going to be hype beasts who are like, oh, this is the best game ever. I am not that hype beast. This dude's kicking my ass now. I'm not that hype beast. Oh, this is going to be my Daigo situation here. Oh, you piece of shit. He punched me straight in the jaw. Right in the jaw. But like that's the problem with this is if you just accept everything and you just say, oh, this is fine. Like, you're paying for it. Like, you have to pay for Nintendo Switch Online. These are not just completely free games. And when you look at what the other companies are doing, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. But maybe these games are your favorite games ever. I'm not even paying attention anymore. Maybe these games are your favorite games ever. Maybe you grew up playing Fighter's History and Kirby's Avalanche and Daria 6. Please explain to me what Daria 1 through 5 are, like what the story is for those. I kind of want to beat this guy now. He beat me. But yeah, so that's what's going on in the streets. New NES, new Super Nintendo. Wow.